Hello everyone, how you doing? Believe it or not, I am still somewhat sick and sorry if I sound low energy. Speaking of sick, I thought we might as well talk about the lesser known god of sickness and disease. Today we are going to talk about Nergal. As I have hinted at, Nergal was the Mesopotamian god of pestilence, plague, death and war. Mentioned as early as the 22nd century BC, with cults of him being attested in Dilbat, Isin, Lhasa, Nippur, Ur and Uruk. Nergal is also known under the names Era or Ira and is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible to be the god of the city of Kut in modern-day Iraq. In the Hebrew Bible it is also said that Nergal's symbol was the rooster, even though in Mesopotamian iconography he is usually depicted as a lion. Within Mesopotamian mythology, Nergal underwent some sort of transformation, from being a god of pestilence to the god of war to later being the god of the underworld, and basically representing death. The Babylonians, when eventually associating the planets with the gods, associated Nergal with Mars, which is kind of interesting since the Greeks did the same with their god of war Ares. Now, while we're at it, there is another interesting parallel between Greek and Mesopotamian mythology which I have discovered. Some of you might remember Persephone, the girl who was kidnapped by Hades and is forced to spend a certain time in the underworld with her then husband, the whole story being an allegory for the seasons. Now, as it turns out, Nergal appears in the story that is not all too different. You see, Nergal is married to a goddess named Ereshkigal, who is the queen of the underworld, and even though their marriage was kind of weird because she only offered him her hand when he threatened to take her head instead, they are husband and wife, and as such share the crown of the underworld. But since she is the OG queen and Nergal didn't want to spend all his time there, he is allowed to spend 6 whole months on Earth. Now, you probably realize that this is not exactly an allegory for the seasons, but rather used to explain in which months it is best to fight wars in, since Nergal is, after all, also a god of war. So anyway, there's not much more to say about Nergal. I just thought it was quite interesting that he combined the aspects of disease and war, and wanted to talk about a somewhat lesser known god. I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. May the gods be with you, and I see you next time. Goodbye.